Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, Mr. Zack Partridge. We are back with another fighter spotlight, welcoming two gentlemen from Jeremy Horn's Elite Performance Fight Institute. I don't even know if that's the name of it, but it's Jeremy Horn's gym. Andrew Boquet and Colton Kynaston.
Colt 45 Kynaston.
No, we're not doing that. I hate it so much.
Hey, guess what?
I can make that happen, Andrew. I can make that happen.
How good of a nickname is Colton Colt 45 Kynaston?
It's pretty badass.
Right?
I hate it.
He's going to say it on the pay-per-view. And I'll get the ring announcer to say it on the mic. So, sorry, dog. You just got overridden.
And we can have Dre announce it on U92.
I love it.
All right, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Colton, here's the deal. You can't give yourself a nickname like that.
No,
right?
I've always said that. Like,
you can't. But if somebody else gives you a good nickname, just take it.
Think of the fight shirts you could have made with two Colt 45s on the front.
Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, I could get like some cool like bullets. Like,
you could have walked out with a little like gun belt with two little cap gun 45s on there.
Okay. We're not AEW or WWE.
Like, if you knew anything about me, you would know that is so not like my style. Like,
that's what
I have like
so
gun
good.
or anything, but that's just like that look is just very not me.
Nice.
But I feel like it's stuck now.
Zucker boy Partridge.
He just says that because he moved to Vegas. He knows he wouldn't say that to my face. I choke him unconscious.
He ran away. I'm telling you,
bailed.
100%. He ran away from all of us.
He bailed.
I would chimive him to what Chimive just did to Holland. That's what I would beat him.
He's such a little. It's basically like fighting a child, right? He's such a little guy. Like, yeah. Like if you want to beat up little kids, you can come to Impact Martial Arts. We got a whole room full of 6-year-olds you can beat up.
When I was training Jeff, he was always like, "Yeah, I got to make weight." I'm like, "Dude, you could eat like 2 cheese pizzas and make 125." He's like this, nothing.
Andrew,
yes, sir.
Over under 50 kids. How many of them could you wipe out? Could you take on 50 kids by yourself?
Dude, I would annihilate 50 kids. I just like.
You're just throwing blows,
spinning heel kicks, just like helicoptering kids across the room. Like every once in a while, throwing like a 7th grader, like a boss.
Yeah. It's like yeah.
Just throwing roundhouse kicks, catching like 3 kids with 1 leg.
Yes.
Freshman in high school, something.
Kick kids into a coma, like it's just.
We're getting canceled. We're getting canceled. We're so getting canceled.
It's funny because when I opened up a martial arts school, I was super excited about like fighting all these kids, and you don't get to hit as many kids as you'd think. It's unfortunate.
I'm out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So.
I'm out.
Oh man.
The only reason why I want to do kids class so I could spar with kids. So.
Bully.
100%. Yeah.
I
come here for smash this guy.
Yeah.
The kid's like, I'm 4.
Hey, full effort, right?
It's a personal problem. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So we got to talk about your guys' fight. Andrew, we're going to start with you. I think both of you guys have actually been in the cage before, right? You guys have both fought before. And you guys took a little bit of a layoff. Now you're coming back. Andrew, you and I have some mutual friends, Justin and Jordan. I talked to those guys at the gym. They told me all about you. And here you are fighting, man.
Yeah. Super excited. How big is Jordan right now?
Jordan's a house, man. Jordan's a freaking house, dude.
Yeah.
He's a big guy, man.
It's a big boy. But we do. It was so I fought the last time I fought was they don't even exist anymore. You guys remember Clash?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they don't even exist anymore. The last time I fought was for them out in Logan at the Ice Eccles Arena, which is actually a really cool arena.
It is.
It was like I think it was like 6 years ago. And then I sort of took like a little break to get my dojo running and wanted to get myself established. And now we've been really, really grateful for the amount of success we've had with that. And so I have my own business kind of set up with the way that I want it to be. And so now I feel like I can focus a little bit more on the passion project, which is mixed martial arts. And I'm 32. So if we're going to be doing this thing, it's time to get rolling. You know what I'm saying? I'm a heavyweight, so I get a little bit more, leeway there, but not much more at 32.
How big of a heavyweight are you?
Not that big.
Because you used to fight at like 185, right?
205.
205, my bad.
Yeah, 205. So as I've gotten older, so I'm a little under 6'1", and I float anywhere between 240 to 250, just kind of depending on, on the day, the week or whatever. But as I've gotten older, I've gotten a lot thicker. I've put on a lot of muscle. And I think I could make 205, but I'll be honest with you. Why do I want to cut weight? I don't. To fight better opponents. Heavyweights suck. They're horrible. I watch these guys. I'm telling you, I perform the way I perform. And I know this is what everybody says, but not everybody's me. I perform the way that I perform in the gym against heavyweights, locally, nationally, whatever. I'm going to watch these guys. Like, I'm telling you right now. You guys will see.
There's a couple guys that are probably going to be chiming in here any second now.
Yeah.
They can chime in.
So I have a question. So, and we'll get to you. Hey, Colt 45, just hang tight, man.
I'm just gonna go. Like I can't.
He's like, I can't take this.
No, I'll find you. I'll take it out of your first.
It's cool.
Andrew, what is your plan going forward? Is it to get active and get rolling now?
So we have, you guys know Sean, right? So we have Sean O'Connell over to our gym.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I had a conversation with him and I was just like, look, man, like you're not going to hurt my feelings. Just a fast heavyweight like Tanner Boser.
Yeah. That's not a bad comparison.
No, not at all. So I had a good conversation with him and I was like, look, you're not going to hurt my feelings. Just tell me. And he was like, no, you need to do this. Like your skill set, you need to go for this. Not a waste of your time. And coming from a guy like him, who's very involved in the sport, as involved as you can be, basically, and who has done the things that he's done, I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to that. So I'm gonna take this fight. We're gonna kind of see how it feels, and I need to enjoy it, right? Because you guys both know this sport requires it asks too much of you for you not to like be in love with it, right? So if I do it and I like it, then we're going, fight for Fierce a few more times and then get signed somewhere big.
I like it.
Is this a one AMI fight and then knock the dust off and then we're gonna go pro? Yeah.
I mean, we're gonna listen to what Horn says, but that's as of right now, that is the plan at the gym.
Because we have a lot of heavyweights that could be really fun.
Oh yeah, I've been watching them.
Okay.
Licking my teeth.
Oh yeah.
Do you have a dream matchup? Do you have anybody in mind? Do you have a hit list that you want to throw out there, Andrew?
I do, but not yet. I do. This is why. So I'm gonna be real. I haven't earned it yet.
Okay.
I haven't fought. I haven't earned it. Anyone can sit behind the screen and talk shit. Get me on the podcast after the 24th, and I'll come on.
Better yet, I'm going to be doing the in-cage interviews. We could throw out a question there, and you could drop a name or two for your next fight after.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Hey, how often do I complain, Colton? These guys get on the mic for 1 minute, they don't say a damn thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They don't say anything.
Oh, you're right.
You get to talk for 60 seconds and I'll fight anybody. All right, stupid. Nobody cares about anybody.
Yeah.
You got to say someone's name.
You're there, make it interesting.
Yeah.
So let's go to you, Colton. Colton, you've been out of the cage for a little bit too. Tell us a little bit of your story and why you're making this jump back in the cage now after a few year layoff.
Well, it's kind of similar to Andrew. Like last time I fought, we moved around quite a bit, and I opened up my own gym and I was coaching for a while. And so I did that for a couple of years, and then we moved again, and we moved up closer to Horns. So I started training there again, and I was like, listen, I'm still healthy. I've been really fortunate to avoid a lot of injuries and stuff. So like, why not compete and test myself? I like the challenge of it, Yeah. So I just started going to class all the time, just practicing. Started lifting more, started just getting in shape. And then I was talking to everybody at the gym. I talked to Andrew. I talked to, Craig Ross, if you know him, and Jeremy and Maggio and all these other guys. I'm like, do you think that I could get back into this? And they're like, yes, absolutely. So let's go.
It's a pretty damn good thing when you guys got like a Jeremy Horn, you got Dave Maggio over there, you got Johan. I mean, you guys got a who's who of Utah MMA over there, giving you guys their blessings. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And that's what I appreciate it, because there's a very high level of authenticity and honesty with those guys. If you're not quite there yet, You know, if it's a goal you have and you're not quite there, they'll tell you. Or if you are doing well and getting there, they'll tell you. Or if you're ready, they'll tell you. Like, I think that's important.
And I feel like that's important. You know? I feel like that's important. I do feel like that's pretty genuine. I have talked to people that I'm sure if I said their names, and I'm not going to on here, but have said stuff that they felt like that they were more ready than they probably were. And when they went to go get maybe some of those same people's blessing, when they didn't get it, they just got offended by it. But I think that you guys are in a good place where you guys know Coach Horn's not going to sugarcoat anything. If you're not ready, he's going to tell you you're not ready. 100%. If you're in a room full of guys that, you know, they'll be honest with you, not to give you false confidence or to tear you down. They're just going to be honest with you because they've been around, and especially somebody like Coach Horn, he's earned it. I mean, who's more qualified to say who can do what than Jeremy Horn, right?
Right.
That's why he's my dad. You got to listen to Daddy Horn.
Yeah, Andrew's lobbying to get Horn to adopt him.
It's essentially already happened at this point. He is my biological father.
Oh, geez. Here we go.
Oh, here we go.
So
what's it, Andrew, I'll start with you, and then Colton, you can answer after Andrew, but what's it like being in camp with you guys? There's 4 of you guys fighting out of Horn's Gym. You got Maggio and Johan fighting in there.
Yeah, we're half the card. How dope is that?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So what's it like going through camp with two other of your guys' teammates?
So when Colton and I don't know if you guys know. So Colton and I grew up doing martial arts together. We have been doing martial arts together since we were like 12, 13 years old.
Okay.
Yeah. We've been friends since we were in elementary school.
We were enemies long before that too.
Yeah.
Did you guys fight?
I mean, I tried.
Yeah, weight classes, right? So they exist for a reason. So, okay, so this is a cool story. So check this out. I'm originally from California, San Diego County, and I moved to Utah when I was like 9 years old, right? And Colton was already here, and made some friends with all the shithead kids because I was a shithead kid, whatever. And so Colton was kind of like the awkward kid in class, and he would do stuff like teacher would leave the room, so we'd all be wiling out. She'd come back and it'd be like, who was talking? And Colton would be like, Andrew and Jai, and I'd be like, you so that kind of stuff. So we became enemies, and honestly, I picked on him for a long time. I was bullying him, not without reason. He was asking for it.
Don't justify your bullying. It's not a good look.
It's not good, but it wasn't unprovoked. So I was wrong. So he starts martial arts, right? And you started Taekwondo. Was that the reason? Was I the reason you started Taekwondo, or was it before that?
No. Well, I was always interested in martial arts and fighting, karate, and grew up on Power Rangers and Dragon Ball Z and stuff. So as long as I can remember, I've always been into it.
Right.
But that definitely sped up the process.
Yeah. Okay. Right? So he got into it, and then I was sitting in class with my best friend Arjan Jerome, he fought before, and he was like, "Hey, do you like karate?" I was reading. You guys remember Black Belt magazine?
Yep.
Yeah, I was reading Black Belt magazine. Zach's like, I'm not into this nerd stuff. So I was reading Black Belt magazine. He's like, do you like karate? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, my dad's a black belt. And that blew my mind. I was like, you know someone who's a black belt? And so he's like, yeah, we're going to go to the school. So there's a school in Sandy at the time called Kim's Academy of Sandy. And this was a massive Taekwondo school. And at the time they had 4 or 5 locations across Utah. I mean, I don't know, dude, Grandmaster Kim probably at the time had 1,000 students. It was insane the amount of people they had. It was ridiculous. Yeah. And across those locations. So I go in and Colton's there. And you must have freaking felt like you saw a ghost when you saw him.
Yeah, no, I see this. I was like, shit, I came here to get away from this guy, and here he comes walking through the door. I'm like, fuck, this guy's making my life living hell every day.
It's like the Karate Kid.
And now he just showed up. And I was halfway to my black belt at this point. I'd been going for a while.
Yeah, so I go, I take my first class, absolutely fall in love with it. And the instructor talks to me afterwards, or he calls me on the phone. I still remember where I was standing. And he tells me, look, we want to have you here. We'd love to have you here, but Colton was here first. And I know that you guys have a history. So if you want to train here, you need to call him and ask him permission. Oh. And super. I'm 13, right? So super humbling. So I called him on the phone
Call Daddy Colt 45.
Colt 45.
Yeah. I hit my phone. I'm like, yo, call Colt 45. Connect me. So calls him. And you told me actually just recently, I assumed that your mom told you that you had to like let me train or something, but she left it up to you, right?
No, it was entirely like my instructors, my master at the time, my parents, everybody's like, this is entirely your call. Like if you want him to come train and you're cool with it, like that's your call. But if you don't, then we'll tell him that he needs to go somewhere else.
Yeah. And he said yes, which tell me your reason, because I thought this was awesome. Like this is super introspective for a 13-year-old.
All right, let's go.
So at that time, like I said, I was like halfway to my black belt, and training gives you a certain level of confidence and you learn a lot about yourself and you grow. And so I didn't really have that before. And I was like, well, this has been a really good thing for me, training and all this stuff. Maybe it could like be good for him too. Cause like I knew that Andrew had a bit of a troubled childhood growing up and it was just bad all around. So I was like, yeah, sure. Maybe if it was good for me, maybe it could be good for him, be a benefit.
Yeah. And it's crazy to think about, right? You think about like throwing the rock in the pond, the ripple effect.
Yeah.
Because I now own a martial arts school. I have well over 100 students. I can't even tell. I've taught thousands of kids. We have an after school program at Impact Martial Arts, a full summer camp. Like we impact hundreds of kids' lives each year, if not thousands. We're doing speaking events, and that all started literally just because of that phone call, which is pretty wild.
And we were kids, and we've been friends ever since.
Yeah.
We need to chat after your fight, Andrew.
Yeah, I would love to. Absolutely.
We have something that I think we can kind of work together on.
Let's do it, man. Anybody who's passionate about helping kids, they're my ally, and we need to be in connection with each other 100%. Because awesome. I think martial arts has been such a powerful conduit in my life for improving every aspect of it that I want to give that to every kid possible. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's kind of how the story started. And then how it is when you're in the room with each other.
Yeah.
And you're training together. And we were training hard because we were doing tournaments and we're competing all over the country and doing this stuff. So we were with each other all the time. So you end up being best friends. And so it came from like bitter rivals to like, this is my man. Like, that's cool. Everything together. So yeah, so it's pretty awesome.
That's awesome. I wanted to touch on something. Andrew, you made a video, I think it was last week, and talked about somebody at your gym had cancer and what you guys are doing with your fight versus. I want you guys, both of you guys can go ahead and touch on that a little bit and tell us what you guys are doing for the guy at your guys' gym.
Yeah. So one of, Guy White, who's been training at Horns. So I've been training there since I was like 17. Colton, you started a little bit after me, I think, right?
Yeah. So after we finished doing our Taekwondo stuff and doing all the tournaments, those kind of run its course. Andrew was like, dude, you got to come. Like, I got this new gym. I'm going to Jeremy Horns and like learning MMA. And that's kind of how he got me into it. But he was training there before us. Yeah.
So he's been there for a long time. Shout out to Dave Castillo, shit canning me my first day when I was 17. Knocking me out. Thought I knew how to strike because I did Taekwondo. Found out I didn't. But yeah, so Guy White's been there for a long time. And Guy, I won't talk about this too much because it's his story to share, but he has an incredible life story from where he was just the lowest of the absolute low to pulling himself out of that. And he's an amazing person. And he's one of those guys who truly will do anything for you. Anything you need. I mean, if he's got $1 left to his name and you need $1, you got $1. I mean, he's the nicest guy in the world. He's a single dad from very humble beginnings. And then, he gets hit with this cancer thing. And it's like, I was talking about in the video, you guys know how it is. It feels like every person that gets cancer is like the nicest person you know. Right?
Yeah, you never hear anybody like gets cancer and then be like, man, that guy was a dick. Good. He deserved it.
That's what I'm saying, man. He's an awesome dude. He's got a really, really cute daughter. He's a cute single dad. And it's like, why Guy? Like, I'm kind of an asshole. Give it to me. So when we heard, I was like, we got to do something. So there's a GoFundMe set up and we'll be posting that and everything. Cool. But also we were like, you know what? We don't really need the money from these ticket sales. He can use it a lot more than us. And we're going to sell a lot of tickets, which we've done, I think, a pretty good job at so far. So I was like, let's just give all that money to him. And, because everyone always says at their gym, we're a family, right? Okay. Well, if you're only a family when you're in the training room, you're not really a family.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly.
And it's like Andrew said, it's like we don't really need the money, and it's like this would be such a cool like gesture and like take a page out of Tyson Fury's book, you know?
Yeah.
Because he donated a bunch of his money, and I thought that was so cool. I was
Donated all of it.
Yeah, the whole purse.
Yeah, let's do that, and like, you know, it's important to give something back and help out a guy who really does truly deserve it. He's the nicest dude. Like, he's total sweetheart.
Yeah. And, you know, honestly, big shout out to Maggio and Johan, because they're both doing it as well. And Colton and I are a little bit further along and established in like our careers and what we're doing and everything. Them making it's a bigger sacrifice to them is my point. And so, you know, major props to those guys, because you know, that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that is cool. And that's where I told, so we usually, as a show, right, you know, tell people click the link or whatever. I try to let our fans know, like, hey, if you're not coming to watch a fighter, try and click one of your guys' links so that's, you know, it goes.
Yeah, I heard you say that last week. I really appreciate that. It was really
super. That was really cool of you guys. Thank you very much.
We do try and, you know, get the fighters to get as much of that as we can help them too, as a promotion, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So from a fight standpoint, we're going to talk about each one of your fights. Andrew, what do you know about Caden Bentley? You watched him fight before. Do you just, you're that, seem pretty confident in yourself, which rightfully so, you should be, you know, going into a fight, but is it something where you don't watch your opponent, or kind of what's your vibes going into the fight?
No, I definitely watch my opponent. If there's tape, I'm going to watch, right? And, you know, our friend Devin, Slender Man, we're not going to be able to not watch anyway, because he's the biggest creep of all time. Like, if anytime there's even word of us fighting someone, he's like, here's his name, this is who he was friends with growing up, here's his MySpace profile. I'm like, how did you get a MySpace profile? You know, so
that's still a thing.
Yeah, they're still there. You can look at them. So you might have some stuff on there, Zach, that, you know.
I still have my Michael Jordan MySpace wall that I had from when I was 17.
See, that's cool. Mine's really cringe, so I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, I watched him fight, and I am really confident. But I'm be confident against anybody that I was fighting. I think that my skill set, and granted, I've been training a lot longer than most of these guys. I mean, this is my life. This is all I do. I do martial arts all day. I'm with the best coach in Utah over at Elite Performance. This is what I do. I feel confident against everybody. So yeah, I'm feeling very confident going into this fight. I know kind of about his training a little bit, not too much, because there's not a whole lot about him. I've watched him fight twice, so yeah, I know what's kind of going on.
Cool. Colton, your opponent came on the podcast last week and had some things to say. Do you have any
indeed
feedback on that?
Yeah, he just said a bunch of cringe shit. So
yeah, no, it's no, like that's not really my thing. Like, I'm there's a lot of high profile guys on this card, so I'm kind of cool, like going under the radar and just you know, letting the work and performance that I put in the cage do the talking. It's I mean, it is what it is. It's not like, you know, people can say whatever the hell they want. It doesn't really mean anything. I'm just there to put in work and make this guy's life a living hell for, you know, as long as I feel like it.
I like it.
If I might add in.
Yeah, go right ahead.
I had a feeling one of you would, and I actually had a feeling that
we talked about this before, and he's like, Andrew's like, how much talk should I do? I'm like, you go ahead and do it, because
I wanted to give Colt 45 the first shot, you know?
I mean, I don't know. I think there's a lot to be said for quiet confidence.
There is. That's true.
I just think, you know, you're out here making a lot of noise. Like, okay, be noisy.
I think there's a lot to be said when you're name dropping the whole time during your entire interview. I got some bad news for you. What's his last name? LaCroix?
Who's that?
Riley LaCroix, right? The sparkling water guy.
Pellegrino?
Whatever. I get these guys mixed up. But these people can't go into the cage with you. You know what I'm saying? They can't fight for you. So
yeah,
I don't know. Your wrestling coach that you live with, okay. I don't think you guys are practicing wrestling in the front room, but all right, you know, like it's just name dropping the whole time. It was whatever, man. It was lame. We can look your record up. Would you say you got like this dude's record is like it's like Hickson Gracie's 300-0. He's like counting every sparring match he's ever had. He's like, I got 20 guillotine submission. Okay. We have the internet. We can look you up. We know this isn't real. So whatever, man. I fought in front of 30,000 people. You know how dumb that is? UFC Paris. You know what the attendance was, Zach?
I know it wasn't above 20,000.
Yeah, you're right. It was 14.9. So he fought in front of twice the amount of people that Cyril Gahn fought in his home country? Okay.
Maybe he added it, maybe it was 3,000, not 30,000. Maybe he just misspoke.
It was a typo.
Yeah.
Typo.
You know what? That math would be hard for that guy. I could see that being difficult. So yeah, and as far as all like King Jordan came out here, that dude's a good fighter.
Who?
That Jordan, I forget his last name. He said he was King Jordan is what he was calling him. Who came out here? He had a really good fight with Bobby Green one time, or Bobby Green. Or Bobby King. Sorry, I forget his name. Jordan, whatever, from Las Vegas. He was another guy who was name dropping. We can't even keep up with all the names. He was saying so many people. It's like a freaking guy's like a phone book. But you know, they're saying he's going to come out here and he's going to beat up everybody from Utah. First of all, no, you're not. Absolutely not beating up anybody because we're going to get past a minute and you're going to gas out in this fight. First of all. Because you've never won a fight past a minute, but like you're gonna come out here with your boys from Vegas, bring them on out, put them on Fierce. We'll sell like $20,000 worth of tickets again, and everyone can watch you and all your homies lose. I'm in. Let's do it. You're not beating Utah MMA. Come on, man. Think about the guys we got. Johan's gonna smash anyone you bring down here. Maggio's gonna outstrike everybody. Dominic Salas he's the toughest dude I think I've ever seen in my life.
Dom's tough. Dom is tough.
So, all right. So, so let's just pivot real quick from your Rampage. What do you think of that Dom Johan fight?
I love Dom. So here's the funny thing about Dom. Colton,
Dom's really cool. I like him a lot.
You were with me for all these fights where we were watching him. I didn't like him at first. Remember? I was like, this guy sucks. I don't like him.
No, I always liked him.
No, you did. I didn't.
Okay.
And then he doesn't know this, so if he sees this, I love you. But like, then we watch him fight a second time, and I'm like, all right. Then I watch him fight a third, and I was like, all right, this guy's badass. Like it's one of those. He's a fighter's fighter. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, he's a fighter.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah. He's hard to watch and be like, I don't like him. So he won me over, right? Which is like, that's way better than someone just being down with you from the beginning because like I actively wanted to not like him. And then he was just so damn tough. I think that's a great fight. My personal opinion, I think Johan is the best 55er in the state by far. This
is 170 though, isn't it?
This fight's at 170. Yeah. But
175.
They're both just being fat though. They're both, you know what I'm saying? But whatever, 170. I think he's the best there too. His ground pressure is unreal. The kid's a freaking beast.
I was rolling with Johan just last night, and it's
weird, isn't it?
Wrestling in my living room with my 5-year-old. It's weird. It's insane how strong he is, and his top pressure, and just his ability on the ground to just hold you there, and you cannot move, and you're fighting like hell. It's insane to me.
Yeah, I did roll with him a couple weeks ago over at one of the police training centers, and it was fun.
Yeah, he's one of those guys who he's like 170 pounds, right? But it doesn't feel like that.
Yeah.
It feels like you got a 205 or a heavyweight on you. I mean, he's very good. So I think Johan's going to win. But I will tell you this. The talk at the gym has not been, we're going to steamroll this guy. The talk at the gym has been like, hey, you're in, this is going to be a 3-round fight.
Oh, it's going to be a war. It's going to be a scrap.
Like you expect Dominic to go away. You're going to
going away.
He ain't going away. He's going to be there the whole damn time.
And the same can be said for Johan. He ain't going away either.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
That's a phenomenal fight you guys booked, honestly.
Johan's a shit sandwich, and everyone's going to eat it.
Is there a fight on this card that you guys, outside of your gym, like fighters from your gym, that you guys are like, I want to watch this fight after my fight's over with?
Yeah.
I like watching Joel fight. He's awesome. Like, obviously, he's really, really cool to watch fight. So I'm excited for that one.
Yeah. Who's the main event at this one?
Hardman and Dunkel. Carson Hardman and Dunkel.
Hardman's really good too.
Yeah.
This is actually a really good card. Like from top to bottom, every fight's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm sort of looking forward to all of them. I like Zeke.
Zeke's looking.
Yeah. Zeke
he's looking in phenomenal shape right now too.
Yeah, he is.
He touches people and they just die.
Yeah.
I like him so hard. It's so entertaining to watch him fight.
We don't know a ton about his opponent. I believe he's more of a jiu-jitsu guy. So stylistically, that could be a really interesting fight if that guy decides that, hey, we're going to try and hang it on the ground. I'm not sure what to expect from him because he's a lot kind of like you guys. He's coming off a long layoff. He hasn't fought in forever. And
well, here's some advice for fighting Zeke. Be a jiu-jitsu guy.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
man, like you get hit with that Polynesian hammer, you know what I'm saying? Like it's probably night. So
I ain't fighting no Polynesians, dog.
Man, I know that's the thing. When I go to heavyweight, Horn's like, you're gonna fight a bunch of Polynesians, and I'm like, yeah, that sucks. But it is what it is.
So I won't say who or where, whatever, but I recently reached out to an opponent for a certain Polynesian heavyweight, and they had a loss to another Polynesian heavyweight, and
two, right?
No, just one.
Just the one, yeah.
But he, the manager said, he's like, I actually don't mind that fight for him, but he's sick of coming to Salt Lake and fighting your island boys.
Wow,
that was the best response. Okay, at least he's honest. That's fine.
Dude, Utah MMA, man, don't sleep on us.
Don't sleep on it, for real. 100%. Yeah, don't sleep on Utah MMA.
I don't know if you guys know this, but that's my thing. Is we're gonna have some guys. We're gonna have Johan and Dom a fight for the fans. Sometimes those fights just have to happen. Like they just kind of do, you know. But for the most part, we are trying to bring people out from out of state for our Utah guys because one is as a matchmaker and promoter myself and as a fighter myself, like I want Fierce to be a platform to show that like, hey, Utah, like we have guys, we'll fight anybody in the world, and we have guys that'll hang with anybody. Vegas, fight capital of the world. Bring up all the guys from Couture and Syndicate. Like, love the challenge because our guy. Yeah, I mean, do we have a perfect record against them? No, but like we get our fair share of dubs. You know what I mean? And that's kind of the way I look. And I like a lot of those guys. I don't feel like it's like us versus them because they suck or whatever. But I do feel like that Utah doesn't get the credit that it deserves, and that there's a lot of people think, oh yeah, I'll go up to beat anybody from Utah. It's like, dude, we got some dudes that can fight here, you know.
David Jordan was the name I was starting to think of.
Okay.
Was the name I was trying to think. Yeah. So you look at the guys. Look at what Bobby King is doing right now.
Bobby King's, yeah.
He's the man. I love that guy, man. I'm a huge Bobby King fan. Anytime he fights, I watch. Another dude that owns a gym. Basically trains by himself, I'm pretty sure. Just trains himself out at his gym. Dude's a savage, runs a big program out there. And he's fighting on Bellator, and he's putting on phenomenal fights, right? Like, we got Sean O'Connell, right? Obviously, we got, like, Jeremy Horn, Ramsey in the gym. Like, we got fight Clay Collard. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Steve
man, don't sleep on these guys. Come on. Yeah. Mitch obviously, right?
Mitch Ramirez.
That dude's a shoe-in in the UFC, right? I mean, everyone knows that. Like, Mitch Ramirez is the worst-kept secret in Utah.
Yeah.
Right, like everyone knows.
Well, it's not that bad of a secret. We literally couldn't get anybody to freaking agree to fight him and then show up to fight him.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Do you blame him?
No,
but I blame everybody that signs on the dotted line and doesn't show up.
Oh, if you're signing and not showing up, yeah, that's not a good look.
He had the worst. He's had the worst luck with pullouts probably than anybody I know.
Well, he is a wrestler that knocks people out. It's not ideal.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You gonna wrestle Mitch? Okay, no. You gonna stand up with him? Well, now he knows how to knock people out. So
does he ever?
Yeah. So but
all right. So for your fights, Andrew, we'll go first. Do we got a prediction for your fight?
Yeah, absolutely. We're on a 3-round mauling. Perfect. We're not getting out of there early. It's not going to be. I'm not going to win in the first round. It's not going to be any TKOs or KOs. Okay. No heavyweight slop where people are just swinging. You do that, you're going right to the mat. You're going to the mat anyway, so I guess you might as well try at the beginning. But it's going to be a 3-round mauling, like Khabib style, but worse technique. So, but I only got to go for 3 minutes. How great is that? 3 minutes. How awesome is that?
Dude, I was looking at doing an AMI fight in Nevada. You know, they only have 2-minute rounds there.
What do you want to do for 2 minutes? You can't even grapple.
That's insane.
No, you can't.
There's no grappling, right?
It's not grappling that.
So that's my prediction. You just take him down and stand up. Do it again.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So you guys ever seen how a bee kills a wasp? How the bees kill the wasps? Have you guys ever seen that? Like a wasp will come into the hive, right? And all the bees will swarm it, and they'll vibrate so quick, so hot on it that it will cook the wasp from the inside out.
Really interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting. That's what my fight's gonna look like. I'm gonna take this dude down, and I'm gonna work where I'm going to outwork him so bad. He's probably going to overheat. And we got the doctor there, right? He's going to be there.
Doctor will be
perfect.
there.
So we'll be good. He'll be all right. He's going to make it, but just barely.
So Colt 45, you got a prediction for your fight?
Just 3 rounds of hell. Really, just a horrible slog, and just a pace that he's not going to be able to keep up with, and just maintain that the whole entire fight.
Look at Devin Chavez. Hashtag wear your life jacket.
Wear your life jacket.
Yeah,
I like
no,
it.
Oh, that's good.
Drag him into the deep waters and slowly drown him.
I like it.
Notice that everybody that comes on this podcast, we always hear, I'm going to win in the first round. There's not going to be any first round. That's not going to happen. You think you're going to get a heavyweight knockout in the first round? It's not happening, right? Unless this dude falls into something, which he might. But, this is a long fight. Our conditioning's on point. We've been putting in those conditioning rounds at Elite Performance, because if you don't, what happens to you is worse. So you might as well just get your conditioning in.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Conditioning is a weapon. That's what I always told my guys when I was 100%. Training. It's like your conditioning is absolutely a weapon, and probably the one that you have the most control over in terms of the fight itself.
Very true.
I mean? Like you don't it's chaos. You don't know exactly what's going to happen, what they're going to throw, they're going to shoot, they're going to kick you, whatever. But the thing you have the absolute most control over is being able to maintain just a furious pace the whole entire time. So
we're in good shape, baby.
Prepare for that and do that.
Mm-hmm. We're in good shape. We're ready to go the whole time.
I love it. I love it. September 24th, Fierce Fighting Championship. If you have not gotten your tickets yet, go to fiercefightingchampionship.com. There's a little link in the bottom of a little YouTube thing. You can click on it.
Click my face.
Click on Andrew's face. Click on Colton's face.
If you want to.
Any of the guys from Horns, Maggio, or Johan as well. Click on those guys. All their proceeds are going to Guy to help him with his cancer. I'm super excited. Thank you guys for joining us today. And we'll see you guys.
This has been a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll see you guys in a couple weeks.
Yeah, thank you so much. Hey, shout out to everyone from Impact Martial Arts, Elite Performance, all our boys helping us at home. Johan, Maggio, appreciate you guys are going to come out, going to kill it. We didn't talk about Maggio very much, but maybe you guys get him on next week.
We need to get Maggio. He's one of my favorites. I love watching Maggio fight, man. That's going to be a good fight because I know Austin, and Austin's a stud too. I like
he's making his pro debut, so it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that doesn't back down either. I kind of have a love-hate relationship with a couple of these fights. Dom and Johan is one because they're friends.
Yep.
Maggio and Austin, I consider both those guys friends, but I love it, man. It's going to be great competition.
You guys have put on a phenomenal card, and by the way, so freaking professional the whole time. Because we fought for other organizations, whatever. You guys are killing it.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Fierce is phenomenal.
It's been a really, really good experience so far. So I can't imagine Fight Night. It's going to be absolutely insane.
Yeah. Any fighters who want to fight locally, you guys should hit these guys up because they're awesome. This has been a great experience.
Awesome. Right on. All right, fellas. We will see you guys in a couple weeks. Thank you guys. FierceFightingChampionship.com. Get your tickets September 24th, baby. We out.
Yeah.